Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Language of Leadership. I'm your host, Chuck Marting. This week, we're going to explore a topic of leadership that I think really needs to be addressed. And what I would like to discuss is how to become a high-performing leader and the implications of becoming that high-performing leader and what it means to your team and what it will mean to you as you lead them. So the first question that I have that needs to be answered is, what makes a high-performing leader? As leaders, we all want to be high performers, but what exactly does that mean? What traits and skills do high-performing leaders possess? Well, high-performing leaders are effective communicators, and they inspire and motivate others on their team, and they are empathic, and they have a growth mindset. So let's take a closer look at the traits of these leaders. Effective communication means being able to clearly articulate your vision and your goals, but also listen and actively provide feedback to your team. Inspirational leadership means setting a positive example and motivating your team to achieve their best. And empathy means understanding and acknowledging the feelings and the perspectives of others and having the ability to connect with them on a personal level. A growth mindset means embracing challenges and learning from failure and constantly trying to improve in any skill set that you have. So how do you develop leadership skills? Well, we know traits make up a high-performing leader. So how can we develop or improve those skills? One important strategy is self-reflection. Take some time to think about your leadership style, your strengths, your weaknesses, and other areas where you feel you can improve. You need to seek feedback from your team and colleagues and also mentors. This can also be really helpful. Additionally, continuous learning is key. You need to read books, articles, attend workshops, conferences, and take courses to develop specific skills that you're wanting to improve on or grow into. Continual leadership growth comes through continuous learning. The first thing I would recommend is reading books and articles. Reading books and articles on leadership, management, and also personal growth is a great way to gain new insights and perspectives. So look for books and articles that cover a variety of topics, including communication, motivation, delegation, time management, or any other skill that you're wanting to take on as a leader. Attend workshops and conferences, or even workshops and conferences providing an opportunity to learn from experts in their field, and it also gives you an opportunity to network with other leaders. Look for events that focus on leadership development or offer practical hands-on learning and experiences. You can take courses online, and there are many online courses and programs that focus on leadership and development. So look for courses that are tailored to your specific need and interests, but also offer a mix of theoretical and practical learning. So we also talked about mentorship. You need to seek out mentors that can provide guidance, support, and feedback as you develop your leadership skills. So you need to look for mentors who are experienced in their field and who share your values and your vision. You can also join professional associations. So professional associations offer a variety of resources and opportunities for you as a leader to develop and to grow. So look for associations that are relevant to your industry or your field and that offer training, networking, and other benefits that you're looking for. Remember to practice self-reflection. And I mean, take time to reflect on your leadership, your styles, your strengths, your weaknesses, and ask for feedback, most of all, from your team. And as you use that feedback to identify areas where you can improve, you're going to grow closer to your team. Embrace new challenges and seek out new challenges and opportunities to learn and grow. And this might mean taking on new projects, leading a new team, or taking on a difficult problem. But you got to remember that continuous learning is an ongoing process, and there are many different ways to develop and improve your leadership skills. But most of all, by staying curious and seeking out new learning opportunities and practicing self-reflection, you can become a more effective and successful leader. You know, Ed Milet is a motivational speaker and he's a leadership coach, and he's known for his focus on personal growth and development. And he encourages his clients and his followers to follow and to pursue continuous learning and improvement. And he said that he spends several hours himself each day reading and studying. So Ed created a culture of continuous learning and improvement within his own business, and he offers that to his employees and regular training and development opportunities, including workshops and seminars and mentoring programs. But he also encourages his employees to pursue their own personal and professional goals. And he offers support and guidance to help them achieve those goals. In one of his interviews, he shared a story about a time when he was working with a client who he was working with that was struggling with achieving goals. And one of the questions that Ed asked him was what he was reading. And the client responded that he wasn't reading anything at the moment. So Ed Milet told that client that he needed to start reading and learning if he was wanting to achieve his goals. And he recommended books for him to read. So what did that client do? He took Ed Milet's advice and he started reading, and he was able to achieve those goals as a result. There's also people like Elon Musk. He shares a lot of the values that Ed does as well. And both of these men are strong advocates for continuous learning and improvement. And they both have created cultures within their organizations that encourage and support those values. They understand that learning and growth are essential to success in any field. And you have to be committed to helping yourself and helping your team so that those that lead to can achieve the full potential of their leadership. So if you want to improve your communication skills, you need to practice active listening, give effective feedback, and use body language to convey your message to your team. If you want to improve your delegation skills, you need to learn how to prioritize tasks, and you need to assign responsibilities and communicate your expectations to your team clearly. You need to also let them know what the implications are for the team. So let's talk about the implications of a high-performing leader for the team you lead. When a leader is effective, the team is more motivated and productive, and they're satisfied with their work. A positive culture can be led to innovation, creativity, loyalty, and it can also be the cause of burnout, turnover, and decreased productivity. So becoming a high-performing leader often takes time and effort. But as we talked about, the results and the effects can be significant in their rewards. By developing your communication, your motivation, your empathy, and your growth of your mindset, you can positively impact your team and create a culture of excellence. So I want to take a moment to challenge you to take some time to reflect on your leadership style and seek feedback and commitment to continuous learning and learn from your team. You need to become a high-performing leader, and its implications for your team are going to be significant. I wanted to share with you some things that I've learned from this book. And the name of the book, let me find where my page that I wanted to come to. The book is 100 Ways to Motivate Others. And it's put out by Steve Chandler. And the 28th way of leading a team, I'm going to read part of this to you because I can't do it justice by trying to explain it to you. I want you to experience it as I was reading it. And so that in that 28th rule, it's to refuse to buy into limitation. And one of the things that Steve says is one of your skills as a leader is to show your people that they can accomplish more than they think they can. In fact, they may someday be leaders just like you. And one of the reasons your people wind up admiring you is that you always see their potential. You always see the best side of them, and you tell them about it. It could be that you are the first person in that employee's life to ever believe in them. That hit me very hard because I've seen that with my own team, and recognizing and just simply saying thank you. How often do you see leaders not even take the time to do that or to value those members of their team? So that was very powerful for me to read. And he says, because of you, he or she becomes more capable than they thought they were. And they end up loving you for that, even though your belief in them sometimes makes them uncomfortable because nobody's ever done that before. He talked about a man by the name of Robert Greenleaf, and I didn't know that much about Robert Greenleaf until after I read this. But he was one of the leading gurus of American business. And he explained in a concept that I want to explain to you. He said that he developed the concept, Robert Greenleaf, of servant leadership. He's the one that came up with that ideal. And he explained it as a leader is one who serves those following, serving them with every step of the way, especially by bringing out the best in them and refusing to buy their limitations as achievers. He said, your people may be flawed as people, but as achievers, they are certainly not. He also said anybody could lead perfect people if there were any, but there aren't any perfect people. And parents who try to raise perfect children are certain to raise neurotics. A lot of times there's so much truth in the reading that we do. And I felt that that was important and what I wanted to cover in this principle of leadership. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode of The Language of Leadership. I hope it's brought value to you. I hope that these shorter sessions covering topics such as this are meaningful and something that's giving you something to think about and to apply to your own leadership with your team, and helps you develop into a more powerful and leader that people look to and admire. That is the goal of this show. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please share it with your friends. Help them to recognize some of the benefits coming from this show. There are a lot of different things that we bring to you each week, and I hope that you enjoy it. Do us a favor, leave us a rating, tell us how we're doing. Email me with other topics or suggestions that you may have for the language of leadership. Or if you're wanting to be a guest, reach out to me. Let me know what it is that you feel that you would be able to bring to our listeners to share with them to become better leaders and better at developing their teams and their culture. So until next week when we bring you another episode, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Take care.